All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. We are going to be working on some damn vulnerable web apps, and we're going to use our knowledge of Docker to set it up, hopefully without any major issues. That was one of the benefits of Docker, right? We learned that last week, hopefully. Sorry, I haven't been streaming a lot. Things have been popping up and really cutting into stream. So, anyways, let's go ahead and pull up our Kali box. The thing is, I tried to download as much stuff that we needed before stream today. So there we go. All right. So I went ahead and installed Docker. And basically, I installed the Docker CE for Kali Linux using these commands to grab the proper Docker repository, download it, and install, and make sure to include the plugins for our Docker Compose. Once that's all installed, we need to go over to our damn vulnerable web app, go ahead and grab a copy of that and download it. So just a simple git clone of damn vulnerable web app. Then we can work our way back down to our Docker. So to get started, we can run Docker version. As you can see, it's all good. Docker Compose version, still pretty good. We have cloned our repo. You have it right here. Now, all we should need to do is just run Docker Compose up -d. Or should we look at a Docker file in the Docker Compose file? Now let's go ahead and just spin this up. It's probably going to need a couple minutes to pull down images anyways. Hope everyone's doing good today. It's going to be an interesting stream. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I think we're going to go ahead and go over some Hacknet and just hang out, play some games, have a good time. Still focus on cybersecurity a little bit. I did notice, and while we wait for Docker Compose to spin up, that the Try Hack Me has a major leaderboard in competition. Let's see. Here we go, the Bronze League. I'll go ahead and share that screen too. Yeah. So it might be fun if we try and focus on this either tomorrow or next week. We're in 11th place, but I think we can get higher. At least top 10. I'd be happy with top 10. And that's like one or two more, but we only have 3 days remaining. Maybe we'll do a special Saturday stream if we can get that up and running. All right, let's see what's going on here. Stopped all the downloading. Now we should be building. Make sure stream didn't die. Was having issues a little bit earlier today, but I think we're running fine. We'll be fine. Famous last words every time. I think I seriously need to find some different music. If you agree, leave a comment or let me know what else you guys like to listen to. I figured just video game lo-fi is pretty, reasonable for everyone to enjoy. Man, I should have realized that Docker was going to take a while. Maybe I should have just spun it up, but I wanted to make sure you guys were able to see a lot of the process because we went over the Docker class. We went through the Docker room. Might be fun if we go ahead and take a look at that Docker file. So we'll open up Visual Studio Code. Yeah, I trust the authors. It's fine, I'm sure. Let's go to our compose.yaml. And then we can go ahead and see what services are being run. So we have the damn vulnerable web app network. We have a volume set up for that. We have our image made by the guy. Digi Ninja. Had to be careful how I said that. Change always to build from local source. Okay. Guess we could have done that too. All right. MariaDB. See the password, the database, the user, and the other password. It's all good to me. What's the Docker file look like? We have from Docker.io, we grab our Apache server. We label some open containers. We have our working directory, which will be our web server there. Running get update, exporting some environment variables, install some of these other libraries and binaries. What else? Make sure we clean and remove from the list. Copy from composed latest, bin compose. Change the owner, change owner, and then run. All right, simple enough. See where we're at with it. Ooh. All right, looks like we might be up and running. It should now be running on this port on localhost. All right, we got it. Here we go. I don't remember, it's just admin password. There we go. This is what I wanted to see on our local version, being able to actually have everything properly enabled, properly vulnerable for us to exploit. So status in red. Reset the database. All right, I think we're ready to go ahead and jump into this. Yeah. Sweet. So, like I said before, what I like to do is always get our notes ready. We pull up. Let's make another directory damn vulnerable web app notes. Go ahead and open Visual Studio Code. I am Leo Alton. And we'll start with notes.txt. Perfect. View instructions. Damn vulnerable web app is a PHP MariaDB web application that is damn vulnerable. Its main goal is to be an aid for security professionals to test their skills and tools in a legal environment, help web developers better understand the processes of securing web applications, and to aid both students and teachers to learn about web application security in a controlled classroom environment. All right. And this is just saying it is very vulnerable. Don't expose it to the internet. Installation looks like we're good. Is this just the rest of the README? Looks like it. Oh, database setup. I think we're good, which is why I wanted to look. This is only required for the Institute Catch lab. When you're playing with that lab, you can ignore this section. Okay, access the logs. I don't see anything else we gotta do. I think we're pretty much ready to dive on in. Okay. So what should we start with first, chat? There's brute force, command injection, CSRF, file inclusion, file upload. Got a bunch of good stuff. Let's try some. Ooh, here we go. SQL injection. Always a good start. User ID. 1. All right, that's our admin. 2. Gordon Brown. Hack me. Pablo Picasso. Bob Smith. Oh, there is no 6. Is there a 7? No. So for the first 5, boom. Bobby Tables. Who is Bobby Tables? Oh, this is a classic. I hope people still know about this. This is, hi, this is your son's school. We're having some computer trouble. Oh dear, did he break something? In a way, did you really name your son Robert Drop Table Students -- Oh yes, little Bobby Tables we call him. Well, we've lost this year's student records. I hope you're happy. And I hope you've learned to sanitize your database inputs. Classic. So using these SQL injections, we should be able to get some really good feedback on what the server's running and, well, not what it's running, but other information that we can obtain from the database. So what we want to do is go ahead and craft our little payload that we want to enter here. So some things to start off with is quote or 1 equals 1. And then we add our dashes at the end to comment out the rest of the SQL. No? All right. Maybe we need space. Still nothing. Let's see. Hit level impossible. Maybe we should fix that to not be impossible for us since we're just starting out on this. All right, maybe I missed a setup feature. See. We want to. Here we go. Okay, there. So we have low, medium, high. This security level is completely vulnerable and has no security measures at all. Its use is to be as an example of how web application vulnerabilities manifest through bad coding practices to serve, platform, or teach or learn basic exploitation techniques. That might be for us. This one's to give an example to the user of bad security practices where the developer has tried but failed to secure a web application. It also acts as a challenge to users to refine their exploitation skills. Let's just start with low. Because we were on impossible, this level should be secure against all vulnerabilities. It is used to compare the vulnerable source code to the secure source code. Wow. Okay, good. Now we can start back up with our SQL injection. So let's try our or 1 equals 1. Uh-oh. Oh, we might have to reset the database, I guess. Example, and either allow fopen or allow URL include. Set the following need. Okay, I think we're good. I know I keep saying that, but this time I mean it. Okay, so we're getting some feedback. Uncaught MySQLi SQL exception. We found an error. MariaDB server version for the right syntax near the use of. Ooh. Looks like we might be actually doing the right injection. So we can see that the query based on this stack trace, we have the load.php. That's the page we're viewing. SQL, my SQLi query. We have our object. We select all. Well, select first what looks like first name, number one, something, something, require one, something, 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 something. All right. So this is just for user ID. We know when we check each number, that seems to be fine. We have ID, first name, surname. Gives us a bit of an idea of what the database might look like. So if we can use that search in Union, we can combine searches together to get other information. So we just have to figure out some of the things. If it's a basic query, we should be able to do like union select user password from users. Maybe. Let's try one. Add our quote. We'll start with a select all value users. Failed. Thanks. Not sure where we went wrong. Maybe we need to add a space. The space? No. Did it capitalize that for us? I think it did. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know what I did. All from users. And then we use the pound sign to as the comment. see. We were able to get some feedback when we had a backtick instead of select user timeout password. No. Why would it be that easy? Maybe some of these cheat sheets can help.
Good job.
Thanks. We're making some progress here. Right. Line comments, inline comments. If statements. No. Union injections. Let's see. Okay. This might be useful. All right, we're making progress though. No need to cry about it. Let's try this and see what we get. And it breaks. Let's try pound. Fatal error. We have another user. Bring the sounds back. Did you break it? It should be up and running. There might be a bit of a delay between what you're hearing and seeing. Okay. Select one. Oh, first name and surname equals 1. We did something. See if our trusty OWASP can help us. Select ID, first name, last name. This sounds perfect because that's what we keep seeing. So we have our one tick union at our select from users. I'm not sure what's going wrong here. Nope. Maybe I'm not as good at SQL injections as I thought. That's SQL logins. Insert payload. Chewbacca. I didn't even know that was a emote. Execute master XP CMD shell. We should probably try and figure out what version's running on this web app. This is what we were trying to do. But that breaks it. So, okay. We got different answer when we did $. So now when we submit that, it's commenting out the return results, I think. We have all of the IDs. We just need to figure out what the table names are. If we do what happens here? Quote breaks it. Let's see if we can find what that version is. No? Oh, we did forget to comment out the rest. Nope. Still nothing. That's not what we want, though. Just have to build up our payload that we're dropping in here. Don't make me ban you. We're not adding the Miku beam. Not yet, at least. I don't want to drop any information. Don't need to use any of that. It's not happening. Select all. Nothing. Fatal error uncaught. SQLi exception. This might be a good opportunity to pull up what's it called? Burp Suite. You can keep trying. It's not going to work. Oh, we were able to get the version now. So we entered one, quote, union select null, and then we execute version. Now we know that we're dealing with MariaDB, but we already knew that because we were doing part of the setup. So how do we find the tables? Let's try our 1 equals 1, because I think this is doing and that breaks. Dash dash breaks. Still. All right. Or 1 equals 1. Might have to try different versions. Maybe we can just do it without any of this. You know, I'm trying to make it so we can see all the users at once. That seems to fail out. That's not helping us. Maybe we need extra quote there. No. Hmm. We did get execution when we union select null. What are some of those other built-in functions we might be able to leverage? Second line, second queries. Union injections. Be able to do select null, version null. But we had to add that to the union. So I believe there is a database function. No. AB select null null. Still nothing. This is the right version, right? Oh, okay, that's why. That's why it's not working. I keep forgetting that our thing is using the pound sign for our comment. So if we try that database function again. Aha! Now we can see that the database name is DVWA. So with that, we can say from that table, we can get the information schema tables. I believe. And then if we can get the tables, we can see what's actually being referenced. We have our pull command here, our injection. So we have one union select null table named from the information schema dot tables, where the table schema equals our DVWA. And we have to add our pound sign, and oh, that just works. All right. Okay. So we can see users and guest book. Let's go ahead and check out guest book. And let's just say select all. The table name from guest book, followed by our pound sign. Why that broke? All right. Can we select all from users? It also broke. Does it still need to be select null? Well, I guess we got the tables. We didn't get the columns. Go ahead and use this injection, which will give us more information about the users table. You select null column name from information schema dot columns where the table name equals users pound. All right, more useful info. We have user ID, first name, last name, user, password, avatar, last login, failed login. Now I'm still curious about what that guest book was. Their comment ID, and their name. All right. So going back to users, we might be able to select user and password from their table. So if we do union select, let's try it. We can say user password from users pound. We got it. So we have their admin and their password. Think. Oh, it's the MD5 hash of their passwords. We could go ahead and try and start cracking that. If you guys want to see that. See how long have we been streaming? About an hour. All right. Let's go ahead and try to save all these hashes and users. And then we'll go ahead and we'll run John the Ripper. Copy this, bring up our notes. Let's create a new file called hashes. Paste that in there. Good. Copy. And go ahead and find and replace that with nothing. It's all. Ooh, we have a lead username. We'll remove surname, colon space. And we just want to replace that with colon. Right, so now we're building up our list of users and their hashes. Sweet. Now if we use our classic rockU file, should so we'll run John the Ripper format for raw MD5 hashes with our hash list using the word list rockU. Go ahead and see what we get. All right, that was easy. Looks like admin's password is password. Gordon's password is ABC123. Pablo is let me in. And Leet is Charlie. Perfect. All right, now we have their threads. I think that's all we can get with this SQL injection. That's another one we can try out. We can go ahead with weak session IDs, file inclusion, command injection. Let's try this. Enter an IP address. So let's try the home address, see what we get. All right. So it's able to ping itself. And it looks like it's just doing the ping command. So what if we do a semicolon, who am I? All right, well, that was it. That was easy. We were able to execute who am I, so that gives us this user. I wonder if we spin up a listener, we might be able to get some cool code execution. Let's see. What other payloads can we try? See what other files we can see. So simple ls command. Let's see, help, index, and source. Cat source? No, it's probably a directory. So if we cat index.php, ooh. Okay. We can see the actual page source given right back to us. Neat. Our IP address, our submit button. All right, what's another one that we can do? Python version? Nothing. Maybe it's Python version. Python -- version? You know? Let me think. I just gotta make sure my IP address isn't going to be shared here. All right, I think we're good. So I did a quick check. We have our IP address here. We can see that the damn vulnerable web app can ping us. So that means we should be able to possibly get a reverse shell running. So with the reverse shell, we'll be able to have access inside the web app. How do I want to do this? We can... like I said, if we start up our listener. So let's go ahead and do MC-LVNP port 8888. Sounds good to me. So while we're listening there, we'll say don't do any pings. I want you to run bash -I. And this should help us do our connection TCP with our IP address of 10.6.1.79 / our port 8888, and then send that there, running it back. Let's see. So once I hit submit, we're sending our payload for it to connect back to us here. Fingers crossed this works first try. Dang it. I really was hoping that was going to work. It is possible. No. Does it have bash? It should have bash. Still not hearing anything. Let's see if we can ls bin. All right. We're able to see all the other stuff. Yeah, there's bash. Maybe I should have specified that. So we'll do /bin/bash. Nothing. bin.6.41.79. It's able to get a ping. Now, this might be because of some containerization. We just check that. But we might be able to leverage the Docker port and socket. Maybe? Surprised we didn't hear anything, so it's possible that maybe my command isn't working, right? Should be getting something. Ten dot 6.41.79 and then 8888. It is executing its ping command, but it doesn't seem to be giving us any feedback after. IP, well, maybe. Nothing. All right, I think we might be trying to shoot for the moon here. Let's see what some of the information has to say. So command injection is an attack, but the goal is execution of arbitrary commands on the host operating system via vulnerable application. So we're able to do chat. We're able to stop the ping command. Okay. The code below is from a web-based CGI utility that allows the users to change the password. The password update process under NIS is making. It's running late in the var YP directory. Program invokes make as follows. Okay. Not seeing anything super useful. One thing we can do is check that we are getting back access by spinning up a Python server on that port there. And if we do 10 at that, and then specifically say port 8000, our Python server isn't getting anything. Like I said, this is probably due to Docker. So we might have to either fix our Docker so it actually acts like a real web app instead of just locally here. Have our listener working. We could try that. Might be a good way. So if we just tell our web app to stop and then run netcat for our IP address, and our port, which is 8888-E in bash. Really? Don't let it. Well, like I said, this is probably beyond what we need to do here. So go ahead and move on to another section. Let's go ahead and try some JavaScript, everyone's favorite. Submit the word success to win. All right, is it just success? Invalid token. You got the phrase wrong. I think you might need cell and burp suite. Let's give it a shot. We'll fight Java with Java. All right, to start a temporary project, go ahead and start that up. Probably should have saved our passwords now that I think about it, but oh well. Let's go ahead and open a browser for our target. And that's going to be our local host here. Admin password. Let's go down to our JavaScript. Never trust anything that comes from the user or prevent them from messing with it. So there is no impossible level. Oh. That's interesting that I've said that each time. Okay. So now what I want to do is look at this. We have our PHP session ID. This is our GET request for our JavaScript page. Refer, PHP session ID, and then the response, which I believe tells us you're wrong. MD5 code from some GitHub, all right? more information, YouTube links. We're not giving up that quickly. I want to we have event listeners JS. You can see all the pages here. These functions need to be called after the content they reference has been added to the page, otherwise they will fail. So we have help button, add listener. Let's see what this one is. Help pop-up. Day is new date. ID is day.get time. Window open URL. Something plus ID. Interesting. Let's throw the guest book. Maybe we're missing something on this page. Go ahead and delete all these. Because I want to see exactly what traffic is getting done. We have our localhost on import, vulnerabilities, JavaScript, change me, hit submit. What happens? It loads all the other ones. We don't care. Focus on the JavaScript. We have a token. We have the phrase change me and submit. So this is what I was looking for. We have a post method. We have that. We can send that to our repeater, which now we can send this a bunch of times. We can send this post request over and over. What we probably want to do is so we want to say success when we submit it. We just send the normal. You got the phrase wrong. So if we change that to success, then hit send. Okay, now we're getting an invalid token. Let's see. Inspect this. Oh God, that's so much better. That. JavaScript, our page, themes, event listener. Is there a help button? I haven't seen it. View help. Whoa. All the JavaScript included in the page. Read the source and work out what function is being used to generate the token. Okay. Let's go ahead and view source then. This is the entire source page? All right. So it's using MD5 code, page body in the file, generate token. And this is our generate token. Uses the phrase value. So we have to set our token to match the phrase that they're looking for. All right, we might be able to do this in console. If we set this to success. No. Oh, okay. So it's grabbing the element by the ID. So if we type in success here and then run the function, are we able to now? Console log generate token. Nothing. Probably dancing right around it. So document.getElementByD token dot value generate token. Rotate 13. We have the variable phrase equals document.getElementID phrase.value. We have document.getElementID token.value equal to MD5 of the rotation 13 of our phrase. Okay, so it's rotating our phrase and then just doing an MD5 hash of it. Why won't it just give me the right token I want? Okay, we can call MD5. And can we call, I think we can call rotation 13. And then should be able to say that our, success. So now this should be our token that we want to use. Believe if I submit now. There we go. We used some JavaScript. We set our token the way we wanted it set up, and we got access. Well, we were able to submit the word success. And if we go ahead and go back to our burp suite, we can see that I was hoping we would be able to see that. Oh well, doesn't matter. The important thing is we got it. See how different that token is? Now, if I hit send, it should also say, well done. There we go. Well done. We did it. All right. I think we are going to call it there. Unless anyone has interest in other modules on the web app. I figure this might be a good place to stop. We can come back to this tomorrow and maybe do some of the other challenges. But I'm very happy that this is just working. Docker was a fantastic way to run this. Now I don't have to individually go through and make sure that the vulnerabilities are running properly. But yeah, I think this is where we should call it. Next time we'll work on some cross-site, leveraging the DOM or reflected or stored, and maybe if we can get into some authorization bypass, that could be fun. So anyways, thanks to everyone that stopped by and is watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And, you know, hopefully I can see you guys the next time. Until then, take it easy, everyone. And yeah, peace out.